Stolen Nation back again. And listen, I am not a psychiatrist, right? I can't really make professional judgments, but Tyson Fury, I think he's losing it, bro. I actually generally think since he lost to Usyk, bro, yeah, he's been on a denial spree. Now, he's always talking about Deontay Wilder. He's in denial. You know, he's losing it, mental health, all that stuff, right? But Tyson Fury, listen, you are just as bad, man. Check it out.
I can't help somebody else's opinion from ringside. I know in my heart I won them fights, yeah? When you're a man and you fight another man, if you lose, you know you lose. I shake the man's hand, fair play. Listen, he did win. He's got his decisions. He won them, fair play. I kissed him on the head, congratulated him, fair play. But he knows and I know he didn't beat me. So at the end of the day, it is what it is. He gets his decisions, fantastic. He's won the fight. I've got 2 big dirty losses on my record. But guess what? I'm the one who brings Netflix to boxing, and he's the one who's out in the cold. Can't get a fight for any money.
So it just says what, doesn't it?
I can't help.
Hey, listen, you know he's losing his head here because this is the same guy who, you know, when he was on top of the world, he'd always talk about he doesn't care about money and money doesn't mean anything to him and he would drive like a banger car. But all of a sudden now he's basing his whole, you know, image, his worthiness based off of how much income that he can, you know, how much revenue he can make, right? And, you know, Usyk can't make no money. Like, this is everything you opposed at one point, bro. And now, listen, I remember watching the fight live. I watched it live, and there was like some gypsies. I was with some gypsies, right? I don't know them, but I was just with them, right? And, you know, the fight finished, yeah? And even the gypsies knew that he lost the fight, bro. Even they knew, and listen, them gypsies, they ain't going to just, you know, bow down to a defeat. If they in their heart, they don't believe that they lost, because that is what this is to them. This, when it comes to Tyson Fury, it's a we thing, right? And now listen, Tyson Fury then goes on to say, you know, he believes he can beat Usyk at the fight again. And now I'm not gonna lie, obviously, it's not like he lost the fight by like a landslide, like a big scale. Yeah, but he lost the fight, bro. But this is what he's got to say, man. Oh, wait there. Oh, one sec. Let me just fix this volume, man. We need to hear what he's got to say.
Prime, you know, I've got a lot more to offer, and there's a lot of big fights out there that I know I can win. I know I can beat this guy, and I know I can beat the other heavyweight champions in the division. And if we get a fight with Usyk again, I know I'll get decision this time.
How far are you thinking down the line? Because you do have to get rid of Makhmudov.
Like I said, the great Archie Moore went on for a long, long time, and I'd like to think I'll go on for a long, long time. Who knows?
You mentioned Usyk there. We still don't know what Usyk's plan is and where he's going to go. Have you spoken to him?
I haven't, but I can guarantee you one thing. By the end of the year, he'd be begging me for a fight. Because the one thing the Gypsy King does bring is a lot of money. Whoever fights me gets very rich. Just like this Makhmudov guy, he's going to make a shit ton of money for fighting me. And there's no other person in the division who can bring that sort of entertainment and money factor to these fights.
He's not wrong, though, about, you know, no one else is really bringing that level of attraction. That's because he's the only one really left that wants to talk smack. Everyone else is just on this, oh, you know, me and my friends, and now we ain't trying to hear that, bro. We want to hear some smoke talking, but this is him, you know, dissing Wilder when he's being asked about just boxing in general and Wilder, man.
Been creating headlines without even you speaking. Deontay Wilder obviously has been talking.
Oh, them legs, bro. Yeah, listen, I thought Wilder had skinny legs, but I'm looking at Tyson Fury now. But what is that, bro? It looks like, bro, listen.
Talking about you recently, and we saw the outburst on TalkSport. What was your reaction when you saw that?
I don't really have a reaction to him. I think he's in a very bad mental space at the moment, and I've never been someone to jump on someone when they're down. And I just wish him nothing but good luck, success and love, and I hope that God can heal him, because I know he's an afflicted person.
We spoke to a sports psychotherapist about dealing with defeats, and specifically Deontay Wilder after that outburst. And he said, interestingly, that he doesn't think Deontay Wilder will ever get back to the level that he was at unless he confronts the fact that he lost to you, and that he kind of needs to come to terms with those defeats. How has your process been with coming to terms with the Alexander Usyk defeats?
He never beat me. He cheated, man. He cheated. He had rockets up his ass. He cheated.
Do you still feel
He
that?
cheated. Cheated. Total cheater.
How many times have you watched it back?
I've not watched it. I've not watched it at all. No, with Wild.
Do you actually believe he's not watched it? And the fact that if it's true he's not watched it, that's how you know that that loss has really done something to him, bro. Because why would you not want to watch yourself lose against the only guy you've lost to, bro? Surely that would teach you something about, improving as a boxer if you still see yourself wanting to have a career. Why would you just completely avoid the fight unless whenever you see it, you get PTSD? That doesn't make sense to me.
What did the psychologist say? He could never come back to where he was.
Yeah.
Because of his psychological things. He'll never get back to where he was because I smashed him to pieces twice. Literally took years off his life. And the fact that he's 40-year-old, the sand's run out of the bottle for him. Nothing to do with these defeats to me, and admittedly he'd been beat. He can never get back to where he was. One reason, he's past his prime. It's gone. Sell by date. It's like if you get the best steak ever, I don't care if you give $1,000 for a steak, you leave it in the fridge for a week and it goes off. You ain't going to eat it. You're never going to get it back again. You can't rejuvenate it. Unless there's a youth serum that I don't know about, then it's just like saying Lennox Lewis is going to get the best out of himself at 60 years old. Past his prime. Can't happen anymore. It's finished.
But can't the same relate to him when it comes to, him saying he could beat everyone in the heavyweight division? I think it's pretty evident that you can't beat Usyk, bro. Let's be honest. In the second fight, I was thinking, if he puts up a serious challenge, a convincing win, then yeah. But if you can't give a convincing win against a cruiserweight and you labeled yourself, the best ever, don't forget that he used to label himself as the best ever. Yeah, that's what he used to call himself, man. And you're losing against a cruiserweight, bro. So I think the same applies to you, my bro.
Deontay Wilder was finished in 2021 after that terrible destruction I give him in that third fight. That should have been curtains for him. But considering he spent all his money and made bad decisions, as I said he would, in 2018, he has to come back fighting in his 40s and risking his health as well as everything else. So it's a sad state to get in. But I hate to say it, but I told you so. I said this would happen to him, just like it happens to all the great fighters of the past. We all go on too long, we all spend all our money, and we all regret it in the end.
But, I thought Tyson Fury, he used to say things like, he doesn't splash his money and, he likes to drive old cars. And so why are you spending all that money on, my bro? You know what I'm saying? But, yeah, I think it is fair to say that, Deontay Wilder hasn't got over his loss. He's not got over that loss at all, bro. Now he's saying he's going to release a documentary and, unless there's actual concrete evidence. But then again, the glove, that flappy glove, that is very suspect. Yeah, so, when a documentary comes out, everyone that watches boxing will watch that fight. But, the last thing we saw with Deontay Wilder was his appearance on TalkSport, bro.
I wanted to move you on to Tyson Fury.
And I don't want to talk about him.
No, you're going to.
We're here about
No, but you're going to.
We're not going to talk about him at all.
But as part
we're not going to talk about him at all. Understand?
Yo, listen, imagine Simon said to him, we're going to talk about Tyson Fury. The other one said we're not. And he said we are. Who are you to tell man what we're going to speak about?
No, fair enough.
All right then, so let's move on. It's all about Derek Chisora, and that's it.
I understand that. That.
Baby.
The only
Y'all
reason,
understand that? You better be... April the 4th is going down.
The only reason...
At the O2, you better be there.
Fabulous.
You'll be a square.
The only reason I mentioned it is because it's part of the shtick that goes with you. And I missed you first time around when you came in here 3 years ago, when you were in your pomp 4 years ago, doing Bomb Squad and all that sort of stuff. And I've always wanted to have a conversation with you because you've made observations about Fury. I have my own views on Fury. And you've called him a cheat. And it leads me...
The biggest in boxing.
Yeah, but it leads me to a conclusion.
Biggest in boxing. If somebody practicing, taking their stuff out of their gloves in training, what you think they're going to do in the fight?
Yeah, but...
That's all I got to say about that,
I want to put something to you about you, right? And Fury just happens to be the hook for it.
That's all I got to say about him.
You talked about being cheated in that fight. You talked about water being spiked. You talked about your Game of Thrones outfit being too heavy for you.
I didn't say that.
You said it was too heavy for you.
I didn't say that.
Okay, well I might be wrong on that one. You talked about the long.
Y'all took a journalist that said something because y'all, you know, everybody wanted to come in. Oh, wow, boom, boom, boom.
You talked about a long count,
you know,
right? And then you talked about
facts.
the trainers, Mark Breland not being good enough.
No, I ain't say he wasn't good enough.
So what I'm asking you in all of this is, it sounds to me, given the character that you are, that's like a little bit flaky. You lost those fights, and those fights were lost. And you saying that someone like Fury cheated you in those fights, I think is kind of disappointing to me
You can say
about
what
you
you
because
want. I know the truth. I have the facts.
Okay.
Understand that. Because when the documentary and everything, the story come out, I'm going to show everything.
Fantastic.
I'm going to get all the people that know and all the people that's in the inside. He got people that the inside of him that know. I don't, what?
No,
I don't give a fuck.
Yo, where is the security though, fam? Like, where is the security?
I'm not a Fury
I don't
fan.
give a about it. I said we didn't want to bring him up in the first place. It ain't got to do with him.
Fair enough.
Bro, how is my man like literally a few big steps away from swinging on Simon and the security's not in front of him, bro? Like that security's moving shock, fam. But yeah, I can't lie, I do think that Tyson Fury, bro, he's lost his head, fam. I think he's lost his head. He's in severe denial. And you know when you're in denial, once you've already told yourself something, then no one can tell you otherwise, bro. No one can correct your thinking. You can put out the evidence in front of this person. If they've made a decision already, just don't even bother try to convince them at that point, because all that's gonna happen is they're gonna end up disliking you, bro. You know, like it's like you're blocking their way of delusion. Yeah, they want to stay deluded and you're trying to help their delusion. They're gonna hate you for that, bro. You know what I mean? So at this point, don't even try to even, convince it and be like, listen, bro, I can't lie. I think he did lose that fight, man. You know what I mean? Like, how about we watch it, man? Like, let's just watch it to show you. But, Tyson Fury is claiming he's never watched the fight. But, yeah. Let me know what you think, people. Is Tyson Fury losing it? Wilder, he's definitely lost it a bit unless he can provide real evidence he got cheated out. But, yeah, that's it for me. If you like the video, like and subscribe. Peace! I'm out.